Hello and welcome back. Today I'm super excited, super charged up about this module. Look at this title, Earn the Money Back. As an entrepreneur, who doesn't like earning the money back? ROI, right? Return on your investment. So remember the promise I made. With this course, you will be saving money and saving time. So today is the day when the tires are going to hit the road. We're going to get our hands dirty and start creating some awesome designs. All right, I hope you are excited and get ready as well. So, things to keep in mind, we're going to be talking about size and resize. What does that mean? We're going to be creating a design one time, and I'll show you how to resize them for various different platforms because each platform has different sizes, different optimized size for posting the design. So you need to learn how to use the design that you create one time, but you can use it on multiple platforms. That is gonna save tons of your time if you especially working on multiple different platform, for instance Facebook and Instagram, and you're using on YouTube and whatnot. Then background, the background of your image, how to make it look really nice, how we can get the base ready, and everything we put on top of it will just pop up, right? So we're gonna learn how to create awesome background. And then don't forget about the color selection. On the previous module where we talked about brand, we mentioned you shouldn't take more than 5 different colors for your brand in each design. I would say use 3 different color if possible, not more than 3 color, right? But if you have to use more, don't use more than 4 or 5. That's just too much, right? It will make your audience confused. I would say 2 to 3 is probably the best, right? And then your text selection versus your font selection. Make sure you are using the font that you have selected for your brand. Now, if you do not have a color or brand selected, color or font selected for your brand yet, then do not exceed using more than 3 to 4 different variation within one design. Okay. And then we're going to be talking about text to image ratio. How much of your design the one image should take, and versus how much should it you allocate for your text. And then we'll be talking about the rule of third. That is a very famous rule. You probably heard about this rule in the past, but if you haven't, we will cover that today and you will know why this rule is important. So let me see what's on my next slide. Let's talk about the rule of third first, and then we're going to go back. I'm going to jump into Canva and show you about the resize, size, and all those other good things, right? So the rule of third, if you're not aware of it, you see this shaded line here, the darker color. So we have this image right here. It could be a thumbnail, right? So there are like 9 quadrant to this thumbnail. You see 2 line here, 1, 2, and then 2 columns, right? They're all equal in size. All right. You see these are the circle, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why I have red and white, just because so that you can see the color, because it's a darker color on the background. So that's why I have white here. So whenever you are putting an image, right? Look at the gentleman's eyes right here, right? It's right on this line. So whenever you are putting something that you want your, it's a human picture, or something that you want your audience to directly connect with at the first look, right? That's what you're gonna put in this line, right? The best place I like is on the left side, right on this corner. So you see this eye is right here, right on the line. And then my journey, it's right around this line. You don't want to put it here, put it there. Like if you put it in any of this place, it may not catch as much. And then this paragraph is right around this point, right? So these are the point that you need to pay close attention to. If I put this picture and the eye is right here in the middle, you're probably not gonna have that much interaction. Whenever the audience is looking at this picture, they're not gonna probably connect right away. So that's why the eye should be right here. If you have camera, or if you use video camera, you you probably see a setting like this. You have this kind of lines, and you probably thought, why do I need that? And you probably remove that settings, but this is why they have it. So when you are taking picture, when you are making video, you want to make sure your objects, whatever you want to focus on, whatever you want your audience to focus on, should be within this, right, in this line. And the best place is right here, right? So these are the best places where you want your focus to go in. So this is your rule of third. So when you are creating design, make sure you pay close attention to it. All right, now we are going to jump right into the Canva, trying to get our hands dirty. Okay, so we are right here, home, right? And then we'll start right here, create a design. So click on that, and then it'll ask you what do you want to create, right? So if we say, let's say we want to create a thumbnail, right? So if you start typing, it'll give you YouTube thumbnail. So that's good. We'll start with YouTube thumbnail. And once you have that, all right, okay, it's up. So we see on the left side we have lots of different template we can use, right? We can use any of those, and it can start, let's say if we want to take this one, right? We have running tips for beginners, subscribe. So it has all the elements already placed. And if you remember, we just talked about our rule of third. So here I want my audience to focus on the running tips right here. So that's why this running tips is right on this spot. It is the first point of the rule of third, and on that line, right, the first horizontal line. And then on the vertical line we have this person's leg, right? We can see the muscles. So it goes with the running tips. The image goes with this message, and for beginners, so it is perfect, right? So here, as you can see, the rule of third was applied very, very intelligently. So this is probably going to be a very good thumbnail, whether if you want to create a YouTube thumbnail or something else. This kind of image would go very well. So now let's say we have this design, and don't worry about it, we are not going to be using only the template. We will create things from scratch, and I'll show you where to get things from. Slowly we're gonna go into it. But now let's say we have this design. Right now it was for YouTube, but this is a size, but now I want to resize for something else. So here, as you see, you have this resize button. If you click here, you can put your custom pixel here, or you can start, let's say if I want to make it a Facebook post, right? You can start typing here or scroll down, and you'll see you can do Facebook cover, Facebook ad, Facebook profile. So let's say we want to do a Facebook post with this. So if I click on this one, I have two options. One is copy and resize, and other one is resize. So the copy and resize, what it will do, let's do that. If I click on that one, it will create another tab. It will keep its original one intact, and it will give me another one with the same image, but as a Facebook post. Now, as you can see, probably need to be aligned a little bit better. So you can probably take this one up here. You're just clicking and dragging on the top, or maybe on the bottom, right? And then this one here, maybe we'll take this to bring it down a little bit, and then subscribe right here. So we're just filling the blank space, right? We're just clicking and dragging to make it small or big. So here it is. I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger maybe, and then this one also a little bit bigger. So now this is perfect for our Facebook post. As you can see, the original one is right here. That's for YouTube, and this is for your Facebook post. Doesn't it look awesome? So just one click and you are all set, and you just resize all of these elements and you are good to go. But if you wanted to do, so that was your copy and resize. So meaning it copied the original one, and then it gave you another tab to resize it. If you click on resize only, right? If you click on resize only, then it will change this original one. You will not have the YouTube version anymore. It will just resize within the original design. So I would say at the beginning, unless you are sure that you do not want the original one, you can just create a copy and resize, so that way you have the original one and then you can start working on the second one. Like in my case, I can start working on the Facebook post right here. So it is now perfectly resized for Facebook post, and you can use it for Facebook perfectly. So this alone will save you tons of time, right? Imagine doing it for Instagram, doing it for a story, Facebook story, and then Facebook post, ad, whatnot, right? So I hope you are seeing the benefit of using Canva right here. If you were to use some other tool like Photoshop or something else, you would have to do things from scratch probably. I'm not a Photoshop expert. I am not a graphic designer. I'm a social media content designer, right? Social media graphic designer. I call myself design hacker. So here you go. We want to do the easy way, not the hard way. All right, now we are going to look into, let's go back to our original image. We are going to be working on the background. Let's say again, let's say we want to keep this one. We want to copy it, make it another page. So now we have same design on two of them. If you want to keep the original one here and you want to work on the second one, if we want to change the color, right, you can change the whole color. You can change it another color. Now where did the image go? That image is part of this picture. That's why you are not seeing this image anymore. The muscles here we're not seeing here because that is part of that image. The background color and the image is probably, actually not probably, I'm sure it is the same picture. That's why we're not seeing that once we changed the color. But this is how we'll be changing the color on the background. But let's say I don't want a solid color like this, right? I want to have something like this gradient, or this kind of color. Let's say if I want to make it, what do I want to make? I don't know, green. Okay, we'll just make it a green, right? And then if I want to put a picture on top of it, we will go right here. You can go under photo, and then you can look for, I don't know, exercise, something like that, right? And you can select, yeah, this one isn't bad, right? We can probably use this one as a background instead of green. Okay, and okay, as you can see, we have these, but now we need to make this different color. So you want to make sure it pops up, right? 1 second, let me make this a little bit bigger, the image. And I'll put it right here, make it a little bit smaller, but you get the point. I'm just trying to make it quick, and then beginner, subscribe, and this one you can probably put on the top like that. We can probably make that the same color, or maybe white, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So this is how you change your background. But let's say I don't want an image, right? I just want a regular background. So you have this here, and you have all these different background that you can choose from. You have landscape, you have pattern, uh, you have gradient, you have abstract. So if you want to use this one, you can just click on that and see the image got replaced. But if you want to choose something like that, so you can play with this, and then according to whatever background that you choose, you have to change the color of your text. That way it pops up. Don't keep it like this if you are going to be using this one, because you can barely see the text, you can barely read the text, right? So be cognizant of that. If I were to use this one, I'd probably use a, maybe, I don't know, let's see, white color. Yeah, this one is good. But again, if you are not sure what kind of color you need to use, go back to the module where I showed you how to use the color of the color wheel, and you can figure it out how to or what kind of color you need to use. And And based on that, you can go with that. So that's about as far as the background goes. You can choose different one. Oh, let me just quickly show you. Sometimes I do use this gradient. This is also pretty good. It's multiple color and whatnot. So you can use gradient from here. uh, let's see, here is gradient, but Canva probably doesn't have lots of gradient option under this gradient module here. But if you go under elements and you choose, let's say, a gradient, you'll find a lot more actually. So let's say if I want to choose this one, and you can just click on that image and you can do replace background and replace with the old one. Right now I'm gonna have to make it a different color again, right? So you need to make sure the background color that you are using versus the color of the text that you are using, they kind of contrast. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for you to read. And a lot of people do make those mistakes. They have similar color background and similar color text. It doesn't really. It's very hard to read. And make sure the font that you are using is legible, right? You don't have hard time reading it, because remember, the audience has only 3 to 4 seconds like before they scroll to the next image. So you need to make sure that you are using the right font, so it's not hard on the eyes to read what you're trying to convey. Okay, so that's background. The color selection, we talked about it on the branding part in detail. So make sure that you are using the color that goes with your brand. If you already have created a brand color and brand font, if not, just make sure that the color of the text that you were selecting, it pops up based on whatever the background that you were choosing, right? Okay, what else? We talked about rule of third, and the okay. So the last part is text versus picture ratio. So if I have a picture, right? Let's go again. Try to find somebody doing exercise. Okay. This gentleman right here. I don't know. So I would probably use an image rather than this one. But let's say you got this one. You need to make sure. Sometimes you get big picture, and people tend to cover uh, the whole size with the picture. That's not really good. You need to make sure you cover enough space. It depends, right? It depends where you want your audience to focus. If you want them to focus on the text first, you want them to see the message first, you are going to put that here and make it nice and bold and big, right? If you want the picture, if you want your audience to look at the picture first, you are going to put that nice and big, right? Let me see if I can find a better image. Let's see if I take this person, right? Let's make this background. So now you see I have him here. Ideally, actually, I'm gonna try to bring him to the right a little bit. You see this rule of third. So you want to make sure it's right here. Okay. All right. So you have perfect. And then you are going to do this color. You see now how it pops up? Right. We're gonna make the subscribe very small. And see, that's it. So it's kind of now a perfect perfect YouTube thumbnail, right? I'm sure you have seen thumbnail like this, but yep. So as you try to drag, you see, uh, it's 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 right on this part, right? I'll probably pick a better picture and try to put the eyes on this part, because right now if I make it bigger, I'm losing the part of the muscle. So it's probably not the best picture for the size that I'm using right now. But you get the point, right? What we're trying to do. So this is probably gonna be an awesome YouTube thumbnail, right? People are gonna, as they're scrolling, they're gonna probably stop on this one. So that's your text versus picture ratio. Don't put too much text. A lot of people tend to put like whole paragraph here. People doesn't have that much time to read through that, because the purpose of this thumbnail is to stop them while they're scrolling, not just reading the whole novel here, right? So don't put too much text here. Just put 2 to 3 words on the title, so it catches it captures the attention of the audience, and then you go from there, right? So one more thing, the templates, right? If you come here, you see all these different templates that you can start using it. There are like tons of them, right? You keep on scrolling, you'll find all different one, and you can choose. Let's say if I were to choose organic food, right? And you'll see they give me all those template with organic food. So you can very quickly, if you don't have time, you can just take one of these, right, and start working on it. See, already it's looking really awesome. They already did pretty decent amount of work on that. I'll probably change this font to match with my brand font, and the color with my brand color. But overall, doesn't it look really awesome? Like, you can just use this template and go. And you see all this crown, these are for pro. That's why I've been telling you guys, if you could sign up for pro version, that would be really awesome, especially if you're using it often. I'm telling you, it's really really worth it, right? mm, yeah. So whatever topic you want to pick, you can just search by template, search by the subject, and then it will give you all the template related to that that topic, right? Let's say if I want to do gardening, I'll give you all the gardening stuff, right? If I want to do mountain bike, you see it's giving me all the mountain bike stuff. So depending on whatever the topic you have in mind, you can search for it, and I'll give you good amount of templates that you can just plug and play, right? You can start using right away. And sometimes I use this. Even if I don't use this template, sometimes I come and I look at it, right? Like it's always good. Like, let me show you. So this is a blank canvas, right? Would you rather work off of this one, there's something already built, and start changing colors and changing fonts and stuff like that, or would you rather work on the canvas like this? I think I would rather go with this one, right? Even if I don't like it, I can start tweaking. So for inspiration, you can come here and start looking at the templates and kind of come up with your own design, right? So that's how I do it. By the way, let me just show you a quick trick here. So if you have selected brand color when you are searching for template, you can go and select, let's say I want to go get only yellow one, right? So they have only one that matches with my brand color. But let's say if we were to go with organic, and then see, if I put my brand color as yellow, right, it's giving me all the template that is on yellow color or close to yellow color, right? So this is how you can sort out all the templates that go with your brand color. I think it saves tons of time. There are different languages here, but right now we're just working on English, so I'm not going to worry about other languages. But if anybody do have different languages that they want to work with, you can certainly give it a try and see what works best for you. But for right now, we're going to be using English only. So that's it. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you are learning something cool that you can use. You can start using right away. And this kind of design, if you were to make it from a graphic designer, they would charge you a lot of money, right? So it's not bad, actually. It's not bad. I mean, the people who has uploaded this, these are pro use I mean, these are for pro users, and somebody had to make this, and they're making money as you are using it. They're making money because of this design, because they have created. So they put lots of time and effort and thought into it. So it's not like, even though we're not expert, but the people who did it, they're pretty expert, right? They know what they're doing, I hope. That's why Canva is paying them. So don't underestimate these designs, right? Do not think we are creating something that is not professional looking, because these are professional looking, because the professional people are actually making this template and posting it for us so that we can use it, and we're paying Canva and Canva is paying them. Matter of fact, I'm also a Canva uh, content creator. So I can also actually create this kind of template and post it. As you can see, contributor hub. So I have this access as well, and I don't want to show you my earnings because I don't have much. I don't think I have any because I don't do that. If anybody anybody is interested, you can become pretty good at Canva and can start making money from Canva as well. But I do work with my team, so they do. We do work as a team. We create designs and whatnot. But yeah, this is something. If you're interested, you can look into it. We're not going to be covering that in this course. But yeah, that's it. So now you know how to do size resize, you know about background, you know about color, you know about rule of third, which is really really important. Keep that in mind. You keep the brand color and your brand font in mind when you are creating designs. Don't put bunch of things together in one design and think it will look awesome. The less is better in this case, right? And we have talked about the template that is already pre-built for you. You can just plug and play, right? If you don't have much time, you can just take a template, just flip, go through a few things, change a few things, and that's it. It's in production, and you can start using that right away. That itself will save you lots of time and money. Okay. All right, my friend. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being with me. Take care.